There we go.
There it is.
You are live. We are live right here. And we're going to give you a second to share it around, but share the live around, not just share, I clarify that because we were talking about other things. Okay. So now what we want to do first, we're going to give some updates and stuff, but I thought it might be interesting. How do let's tell everybody how we even know each other. I don't even remember the first time I met you all.
The strip club where the guy was on the pole, and that time.
Yeah,
and we were all amazed at what was going on. Yeah,
I thought we agreed we would never speaking about that again.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that part.
The first story I remember about Teresa, of course, is we're standing in a 2-hour line waiting in Hawaii at the TSA, and I'm like, do not talk. It's a cop stop. Do not talk at the TSA. And she's going ballistic because they already checked her bag, and she found out she had something in her hand carry-on. I can't even believe it. And it was this big.
Listen, it was a representative that stuck it there the night before. It was a cruise. It wasn't really Hawaii. We were in, it was a cruise to
sadly, I don't remember that. It was Bahamas. We've been on so many, I don't remember anymore. I do remember we had to wait a long while. Was it customs or something?
It was customs coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had something in your carry-on.
It was stuck in because we had to check our bags that we were checking had to go out the night before. Remember, by our doors. So if it was in carry-on, it had to stay in the carry-on. So it was there, and I was trying to get rid of it and stuff it in my check bag.
It's like with running your pantyhose, though. You've either got to ignore it and act like you don't know it's there, or point it out. But you decided to point it out.
I was new at that. I never had anything stuck like that in my bag before.
Well, everybody in line knew you had it after that.
That was like 12 years ago, and they still talk about it.
You held it up like a flagpole.
Lord. Y'all are a bad influence.
So did we know each other before that? Because I didn't remember that I knew you that well before.
We had met, like, you used to do an online chat Thursday nights.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Ago. And we met on that. I used to go on.
And that was before video. That was just
way back. Yeah.
Writing. Yeah.
Way back in the day.
I lived in the trailer park then.
And that's how I actually met Molly's upline, Ray, and who ended up introducing me to Molly and everything. But that's how we connected there. But yeah, it all goes way back to your
And so Molly, I met you because of Marianne, must be.
Yes. It's funny how Marianne and Ray all play a part in like us meeting because they brought you in as a speaker, and all I knew is that you made boatloads of money. That's all I knew, and they said we had to meet you, and you came in, and I was so new to the business. I was only like 2 years in the business, but I was in leadership by then. And the thing that still sticks with me is you come in, and Grammy was there, and I was like. You just started. The lights went down, the screen lit up. You had your stuff on there, and you kicked your shoes off. And I thought that was the absolute coolest thing in the world. That you were like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting comfortable. Okay, so and I said, I like her. I really like her. That was before I knew you weren't a hugger. That's before that. Because that's when you found out.
You transformed her. Look at now. You transformed her.
I know. Now she even tells me she loves me. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe that. It's so great.
Does she try or does she have to like?
Yeah, she like, and sometimes the other night we were FaceTiming. And I was like, we were getting off the phone. I was okay. I said, I'll see you later. And she goes, okay. She goes, love you. And I'm like, she's in the first. Oh my gosh. Because she knew she was going to have to regardless.
The people listening to this that know me are like, she did not.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. So it was so great. And then of course her and Bibb became buddies, and God knows it's been something after all that for sure. So they're like two kids. Going at
what I feel bad is Bibb gives me a hard time. So the husbands that go on the trips, I always felt bad for them because they always look quick and uncomfortable. So I always like to kid the husbands, like run into them and try to knock them over. And I would like do shots with the husbands being funny. I'm not a drinker really because like at home I don't like ever drink. I've still got the booze we had from the party 3 years ago. But anyway, so it's not like, right. So I was really like playing it up on the trip. I'm not really, but Ray somehow told Bibb that I was like, I could put him under the table. And that is like so not.
And that was a challenge for Bibb.
So there was this one time in Hawaii, though.
Oh no, that was Bibb inspired, right?
That was,
yeah. See, the problem is, right? He like challenges me, and then we're in trouble.
So who's the worst influence? Are you a bad influence on him, or he's the bad influence?
Oh no, it's Bibb. It's Bibb for sure.
Oh no!
Oh, look at the two.
You know, in Hawaii, there's nothing like, you never have to say with Wilbur who it is, because I'll hear the whoop from FaceTime and she'll be like, "Hey, asshole," and I'm like, "Oh, it's Wilbur."
Yeah, he and I talk, but yeah, we talk like sailors, really. But
it's okay. It's all right.
In Hawaii, what happened? That was the last year we did it too. We had this thing going, and that was what, 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah,
but back then we were all a little bit younger, so someone dying in our ranks was unusual. Now, unfortunately, it's much more common, but back then it was unusual. So there was only a handful of people. So we would do this. We're going to do a shot of tequila for every senior executive that had died, which worked out great, except that particular year there was quite a few. So we were like 6 in or something. And I had to have help back to the room and stuff. That was the last year we tried
to tell that story. He lives to tell that story.
Oh,
he thinks that's so great.
That was bad. He likes the crisp part, which I shouldn't really say.
Yeah. And Teresa, you and I officially meeting. I know we had talked because they had the group and everything long before Facebook and everything. But I officially, wasn't it Vegas? Were we in Vegas? We're in that little cafe where we officially like got to talk. And because you said, "Ray, he talks, you're the one, he talks about you all the time." And I thought, I knew who you were immediately because Ray had sent me pictures and I was like, "Oh, this is," then it was, "This is Teresa Paul." Because she went on the street. So you were like, "Wilbur's here. Oh my God. And here's Teresa Paul. Oh my God." So it was great. But
so Ray must be like up in heaven going like, "Damn, this is cool."
Yes.
You know, he did talk about you all the time. He used to tell me he had this up and coming. She was going to be a superstar. She didn't know it yet, though. She has no idea where she's going to go. Like he talked about you, like he knew where you were going and what this was going to do with. And you didn't have a clue, but he knew it. He talked about it. And it happened just the way he said it would. I think it even better.
Specifically this year with the Avon Visionary Award, Marianne texted me and she was like, "You know that Ray, he is up there. He is," because she said he knew this. And I'm like, that he would say stuff like that. And I would go, "Shut up. You're ruined. You stop it. No, it makes me feel nauseous. Stop it. Don't say stuff like that." I said, "Nobody really likes me. I'm too bold. Nobody's going to ever pick me for anything." But when I think about him, he really was the centerpiece that really brought everybody who I'm really close to into my world. And he was the one too, that when everybody else said, "Don't share," that he said that Lisa Wilbur, he said, "What she's doing, one day I'll see you do that. I know it's coming." And I thought, "Oh God, no, not me." But he had it all right. He knew that inside me, there was something that would come out eventually that would make me want to do that. So I'm always, every time something happens, it's really good, especially within the Avon community. I'm always like, "Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's all good."
Just don't snot bubble cry right now.
I'm not.
I already told you.
Right now.
No.
I'm so glad I have the glasses on and you cannot see my eyes.
I know.
I know. Yeah.
Who would have known? He would have been in his glory right now with all of this. So, and he would have loved LG, by the way. Just saying, he would have loved LG.
No, Marianne's going to kill me for telling this, but So when he got sick there at the end, you know what's coming, because I always goofed with him. I never was serious with him ever. And none of the husbands, I goof with them always. So when I found out he was sick, of course, I didn't know he's that sick anyway, but I sent a card and I'm like, I wrote in the card something like, Jesus, if you wanted a day off, all you had to do was say something. And it was like, right, that's what I did. And then he passed away before he got the card. And I realized Marianne was going to open it. And I thought, oh dear Lord,
we
this
were
is
with
so
her
horrible.
because we were opening all the cards with her, and Lee and I were with her, and she was like, oh no, if she remembers that she sent this, she said she's going to be like aghast. And I said, who would have known? Because Ray was supposed to make it through those treatments. I mean, I know he did it, but Ray was in treatment for the cancer. And he had only been in Washington Hospital Center a few days. It was only like his second treatment. And it was, they believe, it was just an aneurysm thing. We knew it was just, you hate to say, I know people are taken before their time. And to me, Ray always will be that person. But he was really supposed to get out of that hospital, Wilbur, and lose all his hair. And you know how he was about his hair. His slick back hair.
Yeah.
He was supposed to. So in a normal thing where it didn't take that little turn, he would have gotten that and he would have laughed his butt off. He would have thought that was straight.
And after that, I'm the queen of inappropriateness, really.
But what a reputation. You're awesome like that. It's good. Okay.
Yeah, and I thought that was like genetic, because my mother doesn't have her valve between what she's thinking and what she's saying. Yeah, but yeah. And then I realized I don't either. Oops. Yeah, oops.
Is there a valve?
Yeah.
Anyway, what we want to talk about today is we want to hear, you're coming down to, you had a health scare we want to talk about because you need some help.
Yeah.
And it's just, this, by the way, I want to put this in here right away, is this could happen to anybody. Any one of us, this could happen to, and it wouldn't have mattered if you had really good insurance or not, because their insurance doesn't pay everything. That just is the way it is. So it wouldn't have mattered. This could happen to any of us. So we want to help now. So if you'll just, tell us a little about what's going on and how we can help, I could
do that.
Be good.
Actually, going back, it all started in May. If you can believe, we're only here now. And I had something going on. There was a lump on my side. I had been back on the treadmill. I honestly thought that I had injured myself. And because I didn't have insurance, I'm not going to lie, I was like, this will just heal. I'm just going to, not go on. But then as it wasn't going away, I kind of had a discussion with God and said, look, this is going to mean medical bills for me. So if you need me to go have this checked out, you're going to have to show me. Lo and behold, the next day I woke up and it was probably worse than it had been. And so we went into the emergency room and everything was good. The blood work was good. My blood pressure, everything was good. So of course they were stumped, but they felt that. So they did CT scans, and in the CT scan, crazy enough, not the thing that was on my side, but while they were doing that, they saw something on my left kidney. So then they came in and they did an ultrasound, and the end result was they found a mass in my left kidney. There's a lot of things you think they're going to come back and say to you when they're going to tell you what's wrong. That was not one of them. And of course, you're in shock. And I was there wasn't even any crying or anything. Then you just don't think you're going to hear that. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we're going to give you the numbers to an oncologist, and we're going to give you a number to a urologist. And I'm trying to take all this in. And I'm like, but the thing on my side that, by the way, after the ultrasound, you just made it horrible. And they're like, that was not, it's probably just a fatty mass that's there. But the guy said, if you had not had that, we would not know that this mass is in your kidney. He said, your urinalysis is good, your blood work's good. You could be 3-4 years down the road. And by the time you were really showing signs, we would have had to remove the whole kidney. Who knows where? He said so. And I said so. Divine intervention, man. God, something else sends you into a hospital. They do a test. and you end up, you find something that doesn't have nothing to do with the problem. So as much as my side is bothering me at this present moment, I'm kind of thankful for it. Every time it hurts, I'm like, kind of glad that was there because I went and had it checked. Needless to say, got in to see the doctors. Took me a while because of the aftermath of COVID to get into Wake Forest Baptist Hospital, which is the top 4 in the state of North Carolina down here. Went in and saw an amazing doctor there and his crew. And he looked at everything and looked at all the films and said, he said, we can go in, and he said, don't think I'm going to have to remove the whole kidney. He said, this is small. He said, but because of your family, the cancer in your family, we could do a wait and see, but I don't think we really want to do that. We want to get it out of there. And then he said, and show me this thing on your side, because I'm thinking, well, I'm still going to have the pain here. And he says, you know where I'm going to have to go in to remove part of your kidney in this mass? He said, I'm going to take care of that at the same time. He said, we can just go ahead and get that out too. So hopefully that's going to stop the pain that you're experiencing. So thought that was great. And he was wonderful. He was comforting. I felt like I was really, really where I needed to be. And and he said, let me go ahead and schedule a date right now, which he gave me then October the 7th. Well, it was July the 7th when I went and saw them. So I'm like, oh my God, I got more months. That was initially like, you talk about for somebody who likes to be in control and patience. Believe me, I have learned that some things are absolutely outside of your control. And sometimes you just got to let go. And you got to say, there's a reason for this. When you do all you can, you got to realize, follow the path. So that's what I did. Now, he knew right away that I didn't have insurance. And he said, look, go to the finance department and see if there's anything they can do to help you in this. He says, it's all scheduled, but maybe they can. So we started going through that process. And, we had never heard of them wanting money up front. Medicaid, I'm that person. I'm in the middle. I make too much money. They don't want to give me money or give me health insurance because I make too much money, but I don't make enough money to handle $1,000 insurance policy right now. And I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. But, you figure they're going to work with you. And they were. Now, let me fast forward here. Here we are. We're at the 1st of October. And yesterday, now, Lisa and Teresa and Scola and Phyllis Lambrandi, all of them, they got together, finally convinced me I needed to do this GoFundMe. Thing number 2 I have to work on, you can't have too much pride. You got to let your people help you. So they called me yesterday from the finance department. And when they were talking to me, telling me I couldn't get any help here or there, I was like, what are you going to need? What are you going to need? Because the surgery is over $130,000 plus. And of course, they could have said 30,000 and it would have sounded the same to me because I didn't have either one. And they would never really give me an amount. And I thought, well, they started the GoFundMe, people started giving, and that was great. So I figure whatever I'll have, I'll be able just to give them that. Like the first time they send me a bill, that's wonderful. And a lady called yesterday, and Wake Forest Baptist has a new partner now called Atrium Health, which means they bought in all new everybody at this hospital, finance, everything. And she said, oh, I see you're scheduled for surgery on the 7th. And I said, yeah, I got the information on that. And she said, well, how much are you, going to be giving us? She goes, this surgery is going to be over $130,000. And I said, yeah, I know. And she said, but you're going to need, well, her number was $32,998.73. So 30, and I said, what? And she said, yeah, and I said, I don't have that much up front. I don't have all of that. I have something. And she said, if you don't have this, then we're going to have to cancel the surgery. And she said, and we'll just see where we're at a later date. So you got to imagine
$30,000 out of their pocket.
Well, and then she said, isn't there a family member or a friend that you have that you can just borrow this from? Lee, of course, Lee has a coronary at the table on speakerphone and is like, what who do you know that has $33,000 just laying around somewhere? She goes, oh, well, I don't. He's like, exactly. You know, and believe me, he said other things too. And I'm just looking at the phone, looking at him. He's going off at this point, and I'm like, oh, Lord. She said, you know, and I know they're look, she was doing her job. I was very angry at her for a New York minute. She's doing her job. She's doing what they've told her she has to do. And of course, I said, I don't really know what I'm going to do. I said, I've just got to hope that God's going to provide this somehow. And she said, okay. She goes, well, I'm going to call you Monday and we'll see where we're at. She said, best of luck to you, hon.
Oh, geez.
And I'm thinking,
hate hun anyway, but
I thought if that's in the rule book or the script, that's so totally not cool, because in my mind, I'm going, so now if they let this sit, it's going to go to the rest of my kidney. Now I'm going to lose a whole kidney instead of a part of a kidney. I mean, you know, all this stuff is just, and I thought, you know, what do I do? And I thought, this is what I've learned to do over the last couple of months. You got to call your friends in. You got to tell everybody what's going on. And you got to say, look, they want $33,000. Now I know we're shooting to pay the bill, and I would love that if enough was raised to pay the bill. But in order to get me in the door on the 7th, it has to be $33,000. And with that time, we had just a little over $10,000 raised. And I thought, I did. I'm not going to lie. It was like I didn't pray when I was in, and when at night, it was a constant every 3 minutes. God, you keep telling me to give this to you. What are we going to do? You got to handle this because I ain't got it. What am I going to do? And I had somebody contact me and they said, I know I said I wasn't going to do it.
Oh, God, don't cry.
Shut up, Wilbur.
Hey, hold it together.
I know.
They need to hear the story. Hold it together. Hold it together, bitch. Jeez.
Thank you.
Holy
That's what I
shit.
needed.
No, we're not crying now. Come on now.
So
remember what my mama said. You stuff that right down there. Okay,
I know. It's back now. It's back.
Okay.
They said, we have $10,000 that we will donate if you can match it. And I thought, well, there's probably a chance of that because we've already raised $10,000. And so that's what I put out. I was completely honest. I was like, this is what I know. And what I know is if 1,000 people would give $10, we would have it. So somebody then suggested, I did not know this. I've given to lots of GoFundMes, but a lot of people aren't real happy with GoFundMe. They don't like the fact that some of it's going to somebody else. And I get that, but that's the only platform that had the lowest amount of what they were going to take.
Sorry, the dog.
So I thought, okay, so somebody suggested, Molly, put your PayPal out there, put your Venmo. The people who love you, they're going to show up, they're going to share it, and people sometimes will give a whole lot easier with ZELLE and things like that. And I thought, hey, I'll try anything at this point. And so I did it, and like I swear, within 2 hours, there must have been 300 shares. So much though, Wilby, that Facebook shut down the original post that it was spam.
Whoa.
I saw that it was gone. Facebook shut it down for that?
And they shut it down. And I only know that now because I got the notification today that finally said, yeah. And Lee believes that what happened is once that I had entered the other paths to give money, well, you know, they would rather me not even use GoFundMe. They'd like me to use their Facebook platform, whatever that looks like. So when I took that out and I reposted it, it was fine. But by that time it had been shared. Well, then Lee spent most of the day saying, please reshare this. They took it off. Nobody's going to know. And then people had to go an extra step. I mean, this is what's crazy. They had to share it, but then put the other stuff underneath. And I mean, so people, you talk about going the extra mile. People were going an extra 5 miles for me. They were like, no problem. We'll reshare. We'll do this. And this has been going on all day. So this is what happened. I'm sitting there, and within 10 or 15 minutes of us doing this, I start hearing the little bells of the Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, all the little dings. And I mean, it sounded like a cash register, like cha-ching, 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 ching, 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 ching. And I looked at Ann and I looked at Lee and I said, every time you hear that, you thank God. Because it's another donation. And as of this morning, I don't have a final count yet because honest to God, it's still coming in. But as of last night, we were less than $3,000 from the goal.
Whoa!
In 24 hours.
That's awesome.
The Avon world showed up, and people, Wilbur, people who used to be in Avon and they're not anymore, but there was this connection. I mean, Teresa shared it in one place, and I'd go read, and they'd go, no problem, saw it, girl, already went and donated now in the groups. And people, can I say this? People who I honestly did not think like me were giving. And I'm like, okay, Jesus, this is all you, because I know she don't like me, don't like nothing I say. It's all Jesus, and they want to bless it. And to see that happen in like less than 24 hours, and to be able to call that donor for that $10,000 and say, we're going to make this. So make sure you do the wire changement.
We haven't made it yet. We
have not.
Here.
We have not. And things have slowed down a little bit today, Wilbur. They have. So
we need to
shared it.
Now I can put a banner on this video. You need to tell me what to put on there. The GoFundMe URL is too long. So what can I put on the banner here? Is it Venmo or your Cash App thing? What is the address that we can put on here?
Okay, well, it's all different. For each thing, it's different. Like for Venmo.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pick
Can they go
Venmo.
in the comments?
Oh wow!
Video too,
no, look at that! Somebody just did. Yeah, I heard the cha-ching. Somebody just did it. Oh my God.
No, so they can go in the comments, and we'll put it in the comments of the places this was shared.
And Lee
just right now pick one, and I'll put it on the banner right now.
Okay, for Venmo, it's going to be Molly, capital M Molly, capital S Stone, capital B Bibb, and all together.
Yep.
All together. And if they go to Venmo, and for verification, if we're not friends on Venmo, they'll ask for the last four of your phone number. That's 9114, Wilbur.
Wait a minute. Last four of phone is
9114.
Let's see if that'll do the scroll across the bottom. So that way people have something to.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah. And if you want to, and that's great. And if they want the other ways, all they have to do, it's out there so many places. Go to my page. My page is public. Look for that, but look in the comments, because if it's not going to be in the main post, look in the comments, the first comment under each post, and it's going to have the other ways to give. I mean, to think that we were 10,000 short, and sometimes, guys, I've got people who gave that I don't know who they are. And then I'll read in the message that they send, I know this person and she shared it. God bless you. I hope that everything goes well. People give and they don't have to know you. That amazes me. That amazes me. But somebody said to me yesterday when they called, well, after this is done, you're still going to have 30,000 to pay the hospital. And I went, who knows that? We don't know that. Maybe when this is all said and done, I'll have 10,000 to pay them. Maybe I don't know what will be given. But what I know is, one, thank you. Let me just say thank you. I have people who go, oh, the notes all say you've done so much for us and you've always been there for us. And I'm thinking, this is true stuff right here. There are people who I feel like are given what they don't have out of faith that it's going to help me, out of faith that it's going to get us to the goal. And I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for the donor who said, give them a reason to want to help. I'm very thankful to the people who said put the other ways down there. And if you think that $1 or $5 can't help, you don't know how many of those were given. And that's the sole reason that we're as close as we are to the goal. And the goal is to get me into the hospital. The big hairy goal, as my friend Wilbur and Teresa and even Scola and them say, is definitely, oh, and let me say this. They are going to reduce something because they're a hospital and I have no insurance. But I know that I'm going to have to pay at least 50%. So what I'm looking at is like $65,000 I will have to pay them in total. But knowing that they need this amount, and I'm grateful they gave it to me, but this is, it's a big venture, but I got to tell you, this Avon World thing that we're a part of here, and the people who, some of these people are part of other companies now. It's what I love about multi-level marketing. I love it, is that we are not in competition. We support each other. And if I have ever seen an act of different companies, different people, don't have to view things. It doesn't matter what your political stance is. Doesn't matter whether you're vaccinated or you're not. People come together when they love you and want to help you. And some people when they don't even know you. So I appreciate that.
If you're watching this and you are afraid that what you're going to give won't make that big of an impact, skip your coffee today and donate. That's as easy as it is. They've elected presidents doing that. That's the new normal. The new normal isn't having 2 or 3 donors that give a whole bunch of money. It's a whole bunch of people donating $5 and $10. So if you could just do $5, do $5 because that is gonna be the way this gets done. I think is a whole bunch of people donating the little amounts. It's not going to be big giant people. So go out there and spread the word and give whatever you can do.
You know, I always call our people a tribe, and people first thought that I said, they first thought I meant that when I just met my team, and I'm like, no, my team is my team. They're like there, but this thing I've always said, a tribe. And look, there are many other companies out there, but this is what I want to say about my company. I have never seen in my entire life, and this is for anything, I don't care what's happened with anybody, I've never seen a company of representatives come together the way that Avon has come together. I mean, I have never seen people rally, and I honestly feel like I've got this circle of people surrounding me, like, no problem, we got you.
Don't cry, Jesus.
I'm doing it for you. And Teresa's trying to act like she ain't crying, but she is. So,
no crying. Oh, no crying. Stuff that back down. Stuff that down. Yeah.
I know. No. This has changed. This has changed me. How could it not? I think differently about people that when they say they don't have insurance and something.
Oh, we can't hear you all of a sudden.
So.
Oh, we can now. Okay.
It can be anybody.
No,
and Lisa's right. I keep thinking, should this happen to me? I don't understand. I'm very successful in what I do. And she said, Molly, who do you know who just has $60,000 sitting around to do? I don't know anybody who has that.
No, even if you had good insurance, like my insurance has a big giant deductible. Uh-oh. You're not, we can't hear you. All of a sudden we can't hear you. Oh, Teresa, can you hear? You can't hear me either, Teresa?
No, I can hear you, Lisa. I can't hear
we just can't hear Molly. Okay. Oh, we can carry on without her, but that's awkward.
So what you were saying, though, while Molly's figuring it out, is that even if you do have insurance, there's a lot of.
Oh, no, there'd be a big giant, like a copay and a deductible.
Out of pocket before you even get $5,000.
You find every way they can not to. And you know what? The truth be told, I did not have insurance until I was forced to get insurance when I went to adopt my kid. So, I mean, it's not like a crazy people only don't get insurance. That's a big, giant responsibility because I'm paying like $700 a month and I have a big, giant deductible. So if I have something big, bad, and ugly happen, I'm going to be in the same spot. It could happen to anybody.
Can't relate to any of that. My husband always had good insurance. So
No,
even from
well,
way back,
but he worked for the state or something,
he
right?
worked for New York City. Yeah. So he had
Right.
fantastic insurance and small deductibles and small copays.
You're
And
the few and far between.
I think it was $150 for my first kid. So when people start talking about their insurance, and it was small amounts that he had to pay out of his paycheck. When people started talking about insurance or paying like hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month just to have insurance and then still having to pay all these out-of-pocket expenses, I'm like, how does it even, like, it was just
I don't know how
foreign to
people
me.
do it. I don't know how
foreign
people
to
even
me.
do it. Oh, there she is back again.
And
say something.
Is it working?
Yes, it's working.
Yes.
No, we were just talking about, I didn't get insurance until I maybe get insurance when I was adopting because it's like $700 a month. And even that, I got one that is only in the middle of the road that has big, giant copays and deductibles. And, but the state made me do it. It's the only reason I did it. I flew by the seat of my pants before that. And I can absolutely see why you didn't have it. And Teresa's the unusual one where her husband happened to work for the state and he had good insurance with a low deductible. I bet most people listening to this and watching this either have insurance like mine, where if something big bad happened, they would have a problem also, or,
my knee replacement
or they don't have any.
Like I have $300 to have a knee replacement. Like, so
yeah,
it's so foreign to me.
Yeah, you muted yourself, Molly. Did you mean to do that? You muted yourself. Oh,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is that good? Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and they did tell me, it's weird. It's like, I would have something like I heard you say, guys, I would have something anyways, even if insurance came in and I had it and I was paying them, for me, it would have been 900 and something a month. If I was paying it, they would, I wouldn't be here where they're like, we want money before you come in, but I still would have ended up with owing, you know, $30,000 or $40,000, you know, after a deductible and everything else. So sitting in the same place, it's okay. Look, I don't know what all this comes from. We're in the, you know, United States of America. You know, I'm thinking, I've never heard of anybody saying we're not going to give you medical attention, because they didn't do it in the emergency room. But like I said, when you run into a roadblock, which I did with this new company taking over, obviously, I can't sit and just cry about the roadblock. We had to figure out how could we make this happen. And by myself, I could not. But, you know, but with friends and our, you know, our tribe and, you know, God by my side, because, you know, I know everybody probably get tired of my post. I'm sorry, guys. This doesn't happen without something greater than me. It just doesn't, because when you bring people together who you know are struggling and they still give, you still give. They've been moved. Yeah.
And now we're hearing from the peanut gallery. Here he comes.
Yeah. So Lee, what are you saying?
Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to wrap it up. And
hey,
so
babe,
you can go talk to Lee.
It's on the thing that I sent you. Oh, because they can't all see the comments, right, Wilbur? Because Lee put it in the comments, everything in the comments.
I don't know if we can see it every place it's that's why I wanted something in the deductible. So I mean, what am I saying in the deductible? Something in the rolling thing on the screen.
Okay, I want to make sure. Okay, Wilbur, you know what? I messed up. It's Molly-Stone-Bibb.
Oh, I can fix that.
Can you fix that, Wilbur? That's why they can't find me right now.
That.
I'm sorry. That was me. I just looked at it and that was me. Yeah.
And when you said that, I thought that Venmo had dashes, and I said, "Well,
yeah, sorry about
I only signed up like a week or so ago, so I thought maybe the other one."
I don't use these. This is a first for me. I don't use a lot of them for my customers, but I don't have to. You know, we're already friends. I haven't had to do this stuff in a long time.
See if this is right.
Yeah. So if it's Venmo, guys, Molly-Stone-Bibb.
Is there an at thing in front of it?
There's not an at thing in front of it. No,
so
not
that's
for
it
them.
right there. Look and see if that's correct.
I'm looking. Yep, that's it, Wilbur. Thank you so much.
I'm on a chat.
Between the dogs and the husbands, you're right.
And I'll just put this out there if they're listening, if they're listening, and if you're more into Zelle, I've had a lot of people send through Zelle. That's just my Gmail. That's Molly7720@gmail.com. Okay, so that all you have to do, they tell you to pick an email and you can Zelle it.
So it's Molly what 7220?
Molly7720@gmail. PayPal is the same thing, Wilbur, as the Zelle, just that Gmail. And then Cash App is the $ with Molly-Stone-Bibb with no spaces or anything. The $ with Molly-Stone-Bibb. So if you
should make a little graphic with those information, so we could just take the graphic and shove it in the comments without typing that whole thing.
Okay. Yep, I will do that. I will do that.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap it up because nobody has this kind of attention span, including me. We're going to wrap it up because then we want to share this. So this is the call to action, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this, please, instead of going down to Dunkin' and buying a coffee today, donate that money. Let's just bring this home. Let's just bring this in for a landing, okay? And get this taken care of so you don't have this hanging over your head.
Yeah.
And then share it because there's a lot of people. And plus, you know what? When you share, you feel good about making a difference in the world. So it's not just about Molly, it's about you too. If you're watching this, make a difference for yourself. You know, bring some closure and some happiness to somebody here. Donate.
Yeah, our big thing has been...
Teresa said no crying. Will you stop? You're
going
to make me drop a tear here.
No crying. No crying.
Yeah.
People, stuff those emotions back down and go to VENMO instead.
So last night I put a post up and said I was going to sell these books, the View books, $60 for the set. I was going to match. I only had 8 sets left that we all had, these View from the Top that we all did. I think I might have 2 sets left. Like just from last night through this morning. So there's a little bit more money coming into your account as soon as I finish this up there, Molly. These people were like,
thank you guys.
So there's a little bit more coming in.
Yeah, wow.
I'm sure if I had 20 sets, I could have,
Hey, and I believe in that story of the fishes and the loaves. When you give, man, somewhere down the line, it's going to come back to you 100-fold. You know what people don't believe. This is the part that they don't get from that story. Fish, and then we can go, Wilbur, but I think this is important. When Jesus got the fishes and the loaves and they put them in, they said, how are we going to, we have 5 loaves, we have these fishes, what are we going to do? And he fed everybody. Now, it was 5,000 men. Now, with those men were women and children. It says 5,000 men. So you got to figure, they fed more than just 5,000. But here's the part that really gets me, and I never paid attention. When it was all done and everybody was fed, there were 12 baskets of bread and fish that were left. People give, and then what happens is it's going to come back. It's going to come back to you because something great is going to happen. And when it does, when God blesses you, I want you to think back to that $5, that $1, that $10 that you gave, no matter what the amount is, and know that it's not forgotten and it's not for naught.
And everybody's going to get
hugged.
Karma.
Everybody's going to get hugged. The first event I can go back to, hopefully Hawaii. Everybody, yes, Wilbur, I'm jumping in your lap, over your shoulder, touching your tatas. I'm doing the whole 9 yards, Wilbur. I'm loving you up like you're going to think that you were molested. It's going to be horrible. Okay.
Well,
it's going to be great.
Is that before or after you cry my face out of your chest when I give
That's
you
right.
big old hug?
I got the pop. I got the popper head. I love you guys. Thank you for doing this. Thank you to everybody who has donated and is going to donate from this. I appreciate it so much.
Well, and we'll do another update to make sure everything's going good.
Let's do that. Absolutely.
We got a big mountain to climb. So Okay,
But
stay
don't,
right there. Go ahead.
Wilbur told me that I couldn't post my incision. She said no, couldn't
Oh,
post my incision.
no.
See,
No.
look at Teresa. Teresa's like,
No.
No medical,
I will never,
no medicals. I
There,
can't
no,
handle that.
no
That's
stuff
right.
like that. No,
Okay.
no, no.
All right, we're
no.
good.
And
We're good.
and we definitely don't want like selfies with tubes up your nose and shit either.
No. And no lumps in a jar. No
I
lumps
told
in
the
a jar.
boys, I told the boys and Lee, you better keep your phones in your pocket. That's what I'm telling you. Don't bring them in.
That is correct.
Right.
That is correct.
For
Tell them they'll
sure.
be in big trouble. Okay.
That's
Okay.
right.
So stay right. You two stay right there, but I'm going to end the broadcast. Everybody, please go share and donate. Thank you very much.
Love you.